Hey everybody, Dave here from BirdTricks, and welcome to part 2 with Quila the Galah. If you haven't seen part 1, make sure you check it out. Let's come back to that, let her take a little nap.
She's like, wow, BirdTricks is exhausting.
Boot camp.
One of the things that helps give me gratification is when I can put my bird on anybody's arm. And I can't tell you how many people have said, oh, my uncle has a bird like this and it wants to kill me. Or I've seen a bird like this before and it tried to fly at my head. Or wow, your bird's not biting anybody. I've had people like, hey, do you want to meet my bird? Oh, no, I know I can take my finger off. And I go, well, actually, she's trained. Do you want to try? And I've helped so many people have a hands-on encounter of holding the bird, even if it's just for a few moments. And they realize like, oh, not every bird has to be some vicious velociraptor. So then that helps me feel like, okay, this is a good thing. I want the snuggles and cuddles, but it's not the best thing for the bird. And then there's so many other people.
Chihuahuas.
See, absolutely. So when she bites you someday, because she will, and you want to take it personal, put her down, go in the other room, cry on your chihuahuas. Love on your chihuahuas, cry on them, and be like, oh, this sucks. And then you go back and then act like it didn't happen with her because you can't take it personal. And I'm trying to get my 12-year-old to get that right now with his Budgie. You can't take it personal. Like,
Yeah, the best training you can do is if you can isolate the emotional terms, love, hate, and take those out. And what's reinforcing, what's punishment, work within that. And if you can remove your emotion, you will train a bird that's amazing. You can put the emotion back in, right? So have you read, I think I relate with you on this. Have you read?
I can tell you no, I don't read a lot.
Okay, so there's a book called 5 Languages of Love. And it is written...
Maybe I should read that.
I can tell you it's the only reason that we made it past the first year of marriage.
What?
It's... You'd say the same.
It was my awesome personality that got us here.
Yeah, so...
I know that there are.
So the book is written for married couples. There's been other ones they've written since that I haven't read, but the idea is there's 5 ways that we all give and or receive love. And it's physical touch, acts of service, quality time, words of affirmation, or gifts. And we hear this in all of our people that we do consults with. And what I hear is like, I just want to cuddle with my bird. You probably express your love through physical touch, right? Whereas the last couple was like, I just want them to hang out. Probably quality time. Or we hear, this one's a little less common. It's like, I buy my bird all these toys. Why doesn't he love me? They are gifts, right? So you kind of can isolate what that person, how they want to feel loved. And through knowing that, we could start to put those types of things on cue to, we'll call it simulate love, right? Like we could make this bird a cuddly bird that would, station on your chest and let you pet her head. Like we could do that. And it might fulfill what you want out of the bird without triggering hormones, if done properly. And so we can try to match that. Or there's birds that are like all over the person. They just want to hang out. Then we can train station to a perch. And we can try to match the bird with their love language. I think you did pick the right species if that is in fact your love language of wanting just, the physical touch. So we could kind of share some ideas on that. I don't think we'll have enough time to like really go deep into details of it, but we could show you a couple things. But I do think the socialization would be an important aspect to.
I think you should show her how you socialize our birds, very specifically how it's the same every single time, because we talk about being consistently inconsistent, but this is something you actually need to be consistent
exact same every time too.
Yes.
It's the same spiel, it's the same setup, and it's the same arm and location.
This pigeon at class. Can't handle it. Wait till the pigeon's away.
Alright, will you step up? What the hell's going on behind me?
She's not that social.
I know.
I think it might have to be her doing it because she said that she can put her on some people.
Okay, so I'll give you the spiel first. So, what we do when we do like pre-show interactions with the birds or after the shows is I treat the the interaction as a formal trick. And I do this for a couple reasons. One, I want to be predictable for the birds so that they all can trust that the human is going to be relatively the same. Despite their highs, their height, their energy level, like everything, they will stand there still. They're not going to try to pet the bird. And because of this, it helps guarantee the bird's not going to bite. It gives me full control. It also gives the bird and I like trust that the situation's set up for the best success. Before we start implementing this, we put a bird on somebody and the little kid would be like this, and the bird goes up, and then they freak out.
Yeah, right.
And then the bird goes flying. So like
We even had kids just pull their hand away, just completely out from under the birds.
So I have two different ways I do it. For most people, I would say, okay, they want to hold a bird, I have them stand to my right, and I say, give me your left hand. And depending if they have like rings or fancy nails, I'll just have them make a fist or just leave it open. But usually I'll just have them put their hand out, and then I put the bird on their hand, and I give a treat. So it's like their hand's here.
Is the bird in your left hand?
Would be on my right.
And the person's on your right.
Yeah.
So it would be my left. What do you
So I would go to Jamie, and I would say, okay, go ahead and put your right hand down to your side, and I would almost think of it for now as like luring the bird onto the hand. So you're showing the treat, the bird's attention is on the treat. Without that, the bird's attention is going to be on the hand, and it might use their beak to step up, it might bite, we don't know. So I like to use the treat to direct their attention, which eventually turns into I just put my finger up, and the bird's like, huh? So I initially start with the treat showing the attention, and I place the bird on their hand and give a treat for stepping there. And as soon as the bird goes down, I make sure to reiterate, all I ask is you don't pet her. And then that usually opens up conversation, they usually get a photo, and then I do the same thing, get the bird back, and give a treat. So that is a trained trick. Okay. So I'm seeing one thing I would do slightly different, and I'll tell you in a sec. Okay. So go and get her onto Jamie.
Retreat.
So one thing I would do to avoid the retreating is when you pick her up, you could show her the treat and immediately go over onto Jamie and deliver the treat for going onto Jamie.
Say it again.
So you've picked her up, and then you treated her right there.
Oh, okay.
I would wait to give her that treat until she steps down onto Jamie.
Okay.
So it's almost like you're getting two behaviors for one treat.
Okay, so should I even cue her as a step up, or just go ahead and make her step up?
You would cue it like you're asking it. It's not set up for success with
What's going on outside?
like what are they repaving the?
No,
They're
it's just
emptying
a trash.
trash.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Smart.
Okay, so I'm going to do what I call add pressure. So go ahead and keep offering, and I'm just going to step behind her. It's going to make her uncomfortable. She'll go to you.
Step up.
Like, yeah, man, that guy's weird. Good girl. Oh, you can do your back. Step up.
Perfect. And then you can also put her back on the perch for reward. I'm going to slowly get out of your way.
Good girl.
Cool.
Good girl.
Yeah, you're good girl. That could like a big girl
So
just
cute.
then. So cute.
Step up. Step up. Step up. Good girl.
So you'll just want to get her before she gets uncomfortable enough to fly off.
I
with
should
them.
have had these in my hand.
It's okay. But remember, you are also a treat because she's not comfortable on me. So even if you didn't have a food reward, you could have her step up to you while you grab that food reward. Does that make sense? Because it's still a reinforcement to come to you from me.
Okay.
And I think the other thing I want to add to that and why I want you to get her before she flies off of me is so that she looks to you for like, I'm uncomfortable, you know I'm uncomfortable, you're getting me out of my discomfort. And she'll look to you for all these interactions with other people and she'll communicate it to you.
Okay. Yeah.
Versus fleeing.
She ready for another rep?
I don't know.
You want to step up? Step up.
So stand in between her and the perch. And then Jamie, if you can, yeah, you're good. So now you can go ahead and take her back. Don't treat her for coming back though.
She likes it there.
All right. So let's step away from the perch this way a little bit.
Could you tell why that happened?
Just, I think it's partly because you moved, but I was trying to get you away from the perch, so.
Okay.
All right, so let's try it again. Good, and go ahead and block the perch so she doesn't go to it. Nice. Good.
Perfect.
Girl.
That's good.
Good girl.
My filming was not so good, but. Let's do maybe
Do you wanna try
like 2
Heather?
more reps of these. Yeah,
Okay.
you gonna try it with Heather?
Yeah, I think you should try with Heather.
So take another like small step away from the perch. This way.
Okay.
Yeah, we're trying to get away from that comfort zone.
Nice.
She's a really fast learner. She just doesn't mind at all.
And that
Once
was
she
perfect
figures
reading
it
her
out.
when she wanted to come off. You were right there. So that was perfect.
All right, my turn.
Really?
Yeah.
That quick?
Hey, and then his.
Yeah.
She doesn't like you though.
It's okay. I tried.
No offense.
None
why
taken.
It's why I don't,
Those
you know,
fast.
and I think guys are intimidating, period. Men in general usually are. You know, they're bigger in stature and everything, so I think that they appear just in appearance.
You guys are from Idaho.
Step up. Step up. Good girl.
Uh-oh.
Good girl. Good girl.
Nice. Good job working through that. I
So
did
you
not
can
think that
imagine
was
now
gonna
if
happen.
I pet her,
She freaked.
It would
yeah,
ruin
I would
it.
be adding punishment. And it would backtrack. It would backtrack everything that we're trying to work on. We need a video on emotional conditioning.
Would it do better on like a countertop or what could help?
Yeah, over there. Wanna try?
Well, we can try.
Probably not surrounded.
She, like I said, it takes her a minute to, hey, cutie. See, I feel like she does that when she's uncomfortable.
Yeah. Oh, here.
You holding
I
your
was gonna
feet?
try to capitalize and go for it.
The feet scared her.
Yeah.
That's what Dom, I should say.
278 grams, 278, 280. Yeah, yeah. 279.
So she went because she wanted off of her.
Yeah.
Right. You just saw Quila overcoming an irrational fear of the scale. And this is one of those things that's really important to work on the noun experience. So make sure you're doing those types of things with your bird every day. And so that's like the closest comparison I could say for birds is like they just need that mental stimulation. It keeps their mind active and it keeps you from having this vegetable bird that sits in a cage and it is depressed. Like
Yeah.
I'm not seeing or
I
hearing.
get rid of animals before that happens to me. If I ever have an animal that I feel like now is not getting from me what it needs, then I have to have some place for it to be where it's going to get that.
Good
I
for
feel
you.
very guilty if I can't give them what I think they need. I'm planning on keeping her until I'm gone.
Yeah.
And so now I'm scared about what's going to happen when I'm gone because
Well, and
my
I think-
family is not like me.
Yeah. I think that's why it's really cool that you're looking at the socialization aspect and you're recognizing that like she needs to be okay with him and she needs to be better with men in general and all of that's going to be for her best interest long term. So I think it's really cool that you're looking forward to all of that and making those changes and everything. But keep in mind, everybody's always going to make you feel guilty over something. Even for us, we free fly our birds. We're made to feel guilty by other flyers who fly every day and are just like, yeah, well, your birds aren't as in good a shape as ours. You should fly every day. It's like, we can't.
Yeah.
But are we going to beat ourselves up about it? No, we're just going to enjoy the heck out of the times that we can give and think about, quality over quantity and everything.
Also want to make sure you guys have like stuff to go home and do.
Oh, for sure. I look forward to getting a little more active with the little guy, girl, whatever. Have you decided yet what it is? Girl or guy?
It's a girl. It's a girl.
Yeah, do you guys feel like you got some direction today on what to work on and how to work on it and accomplish your goals?
Yeah, and even if it's just making me feel more comfortable too, you know what I mean? Because I don't want to. I don't want to do something wrong, and I know that we're gonna make mistakes and stuff, but I just don't. I don't know.
One observation that I don't think we really covered is that I think you should do what we call the noun experience and try to introduce a new person, place, or thing every day. And obviously that's not always possible, but the more you can help her overcome her fears or discomforts for things, you need to find a way to help gently guide and push her through those irrational fears. So like irrational fears, something can kill her, a dog, a cat, like don't desensitize that on purpose. But, you know, like this perch, she was terrified, we worked through it, and then she didn't want to leave it, right? Do that every day with something. That'll set her up for lifetime success.
Which was cool, because I think we actually went through that earlier with you, and I saw you, and I even heard you talk about it. You were like, oh, she's really uncomfortable with this, but we worked on it, and now she's okay with it. And earlier in our classes, somebody said the exact same thing, but with the wrong answer. They were like, oh, our bird was really scared of this like bedding that we got, and so we got rid of it. And I was like, so the fact that you came in and you said you worked through it, it's so important, and you'd be shocked at how many people don't do that.
Really, because she's quick to work through things. She's very quick to work through things.
Especially the more you do it.
It's, you know, and it's how I approach it. Well, if I'm like, it's a perch, get on it, then she's like, now she doesn't want to do it. But it's how I approach it that makes her be okay with it the next time.
We'll use whatever she's offering to start working through something. But just because she does seem a little more fearful than she could be, that's why I put a little more emphasis on like, just help her learn. Could be your personality, it could be lack of exposure to things, it could be a lot of reasons. The good news is like it's super fixable. And I've seen how well you can train.
It's also a constant. Like it's just something that you have to maintain, you have to always work on. It's not something that you're just like, cool, my bird is brave now and I'm done doing it. That's not how it works. No. It's always maintenance.
Everything's new,
Yeah.